You're watching Metallical Mania, and I'm back with another album review. Kind of been off pace lately with how busy I've been. I thought it was going to be a freed up schedule a little bit. It wasn't. So, yeah, in between videos, it's like a week. Can't really control that. It's becoming less and less. So, might get to the point where I do an album review every single day. Of the ones I have left to finish up. Yeah, you can see by the title of the video, today's album review will be Trivium with In the Court of the Dragon. I did not actually think Trivium was going to release another album a year after What the Dead Men Say. Um, As you know by my ranking, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil it here. I'm going to spoil my ranking. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It doesn't have this new album in it, and I'm not doing a ranking with this new album in it. Because really, none of those have changed on that list with where I'd put them. That list is mostly like set in stone for me right now. So that list is still pretty much up to date. So yeah, my thoughts on and I have a copy here of In the Court of the Dragon. I don't think it is as good as What the Dead Men Say, and not as good as Sin and Sentence. It's not as good as those two. Where those albums are proggy, this album's more straightforward, hard-hitting thrash style. I'd say this album has a lot of thrash in there, with a lot of like metalcore breakdowns, and yeah, this album is like breakdown heavy, and it's a lot of headbanging style riffs, and it's just a huge compilation of riffs, unlike What the Dead Men Say, which is more of a proggy album, and Sin and Sentence is more proggy as well. I would say this is kind of sounds like part two of, if you like Shogun, for example. I think this album is kind of like a part two to Shogun, and it sounds like. I would say it was a it's set. I'd put this album at number three. Shogun was at number three, and I bumped Shogun down to number four on the list, where this one would be my third favorite album from Trivium. I think it's I think it's along the lines of Shogun, what you're getting with this album. Definitely has a lot of Shogun sounding stuff. A Crisis of Revelation. That song sounds a lot like what would be on Shogun, the album. Um, it starts off with a intro, goes to In the Court of the Dragon. It's probably my least favorite song on here, with how the other songs are. Um, that song is more of like a proggy, what you're gonna get on What the Dead Men Say, and just how the other songs in the album is. It just doesn't seem to it's still amazing. It's still all the way through perfect and enjoyable, but it just doesn't have that feel of the other songs. Some other songs that have that feel of In the Court of the Dragon is Fall Into Your Hands. That's another song that kind of has that proggy feeling. It does have, sorry, gassy. Does have that proggy feeling at some places in the album, but yeah, it's mostly thrash, metalcore heavy, a lot of screaming, which is kind of different than normal. Like a Sword Over Dominicles, I think it's called. Feast of Fire. Feast of Fire is an absolute banger. Let's just say that. Crisis of Revelation, mentioned that one before. Absolutely fucking awesome song. The Shadow of the Abattoir, another great song, another great, like, heavy, thrashy song that I would say would belong on Shogun. A lot of these songs sound kind of like that Shogun type era of Trivium. No Way Back, Just Through. This one kind of sounds like a mix of what would be on Sin and Sentence and Shogun. I'm going to reference Shogun here a lot because this album is really similar sound wise to Shogun. It was just a throwback to me for Shogun. Fall Into Your Hands, like I said before, From Dawn to Decadence, and The Phallus. I think it's The Phalanx, yeah. The last song on here, no, the number 10 track is absolutely awesome. It's just overly heavy, overly, really no going wrong with any of the Trivium albums, including this one. I wouldn't put any Trivium album under perfect. I think that they've been perfect at every single album that they've done, including this one. Yeah, it's another killer Trivium album, and it's kind of surprised me with how thrashy it was. I kind of expected more of like what the Dead Man Say and Sin and Sentence, but what you got was along the lines of like what was that album? I'm blanking out on it. Shogun. It's mostly what you would get on Shogun. There's really not a whole lot of progginess to this album, like the two Trivium albums before that. And you're definitely not going to get the clean vocals that you got with Silence. So that's what I think of the Trivium album. I would put it at number 3 on my overall Trivium albums ranking. So that's the updated list. The top 3 are Court of the Dragon, Sin and Sentence, and then What the Dead Men Say. And this album's kind of new to me, so it could change. I could like it more, but I already can say that I like it more than Shogun and the other albums that they have. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know when the next one will be up because I'm kind of busy, but I just found time to do it today. And follow my TikTok, follow my Instagram. Instagram I'm not really active on, but here and there I post. So see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys liked it. Peace.